that seems like a good spot to break the VOD at. Alright, let's head to the dining hall. Just checking to see if there was anybody else around. Just Kyoko. Kyoko, good morning. Still ignoring me. Is she really mad? Is she really that mad at me? But actually, it's not just Kyoko. Ever since Monokuma summoned us last night, the atmosphere around here has gotten really heavy. I can almost feel it looming over us, weighing us down. Well, if nothing else, I need to patch things up with Kyoko as soon as possible. I wonder if I wouldn't have even been able to, like, interact with Kyoko the previous day. Since I didn't try, you know. Mikoto, are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? You were late, so we were worried about you. What a dullard. Toko? Byakuya? What are you doing here?
What the heck?
They're taking refuge here. Refuge?
Such
Don't make that stupid face. We have to protect ourselves against the Mastermind's tool. Masterminds? Are you talking about Sakura? That's when I finally noticed. The only one that wasn't in the dining hall was Sakura. Huh? Where is Sakura?
Stop talking.
All I know is, if she were here, I wouldn't be. The only reason I went out of my way to join the rest of you was a safeguard against that threat. Threat?
What is this?
Why? Why do you hate her so much?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? Because this makes things unfair. Unfair? The game should be fair to all players. The existence of a spy for the mastermind upsets that balance.
What the heck?
That's a stupid reason.
What did you
Stupid?
say?
This is a life or death game, is it not?
That's terrible.
It is stupid. You're a stupid idiot.
Hey,
Before you get too far into your argument, maybe you should stop and think things through. Why did the mastermind reveal that Sakura was the spy to us?
what the heck?
They were getting revenge on her, right? Like Monokuma said, an eye for an eye.
However,
That may be part of it, but it's not the whole picture. Revealing that fact was also meant to serve as the next motive the mastermind wanted to give us. The chaos and confusion born from suspicion. The hatred.
in other words,
This right here, the fighting, the bickering, is the trap the mastermind laid for us. Ow! God, those last two hiccups actually hurt. Knowing that, will you stand there and argue like children?
but
That's not what I'm trying to do, it's just... I mean, how can I get you guys to believe in Sakura again? If she really can beat the mastermind like she said, that'd go a long way in my mind.
what are you saying?
Idiot! You'd really ask her to do something so dangerous? What if something terrible happens to her? It wouldn't
Interesting.
matter. What? If Sakura were to die, that's one less person for the mastermind to control. I have no problem with that. Hold on. Byakuya? In fact, if she did die, that would solve this entire issue, wouldn't it? It would put the whole problem to rest. Ow?
What the hell?
You disgust me. You're a monster. To say something like that, it should have been you. You should have been the one to die.
Get it, Mahina. I should have died?
Interesting.
Interesting. Then are you planning to take care of that yourself? Go ahead. Try it if you dare. That's how it works here, after all.
What is this?
You think I can't do it? Hina, calm down.
That's right.
This is exactly what the mastermind wants. And it's exactly what Sakura doesn't want. What's wrong? Lost your nerve? I'm leaving. I'll be in my room. Trembling with anger, Hina ran off. That stupid cow! How dare she? She could die 1,000 deaths. No, 1,000,000. So, she was just another hysterical little girl. Hardly worth my attention.
Just a second.
It's what other people call having feelings, Byakuya. and all you can do is mock them for it. What's wrong with that?
Hey.
A friendly word of warning? Someday, that attitude is going to come back and bite you. Hard.
I don't have time to.
And I will happily elude its attempts. So, you know, how about we, eat? Maybe now's not a good time.
You know?
Without a word, each of us left the dining hall. We head back to our rooms, one by one. Phew. So, what should I do today? Alright. Let's see. Well, first I'm going to look at Hina's card again. She's number 10. Getting sick is for wimps. When it gets cold, I shed my layers. Yeah, I hear when people whisper behind my back, call me a super spaz, but so what? Best part of sports isn't winning, it's the fight. So I want to be part of the toughest fight possible, the fight for the gold. Even if that makes me a super cold spaz, I'm going to go for it. I've gotten one from Toko. Celeste is obviously dead. Junko is dead. We never did get a chance to even get anything from her. Did get algorithm. I've gotten nothing from myself. Gee, I wonder why. Why can't they go one day without being overly dramatic? I mean, I feel like if we were in their position, it would be about the same. But also, yeah, they are really dramatic. Ultimate, got SP1 and Neural Liberation. Most people worry about what they might lose in life, but she seems more concerned with what she's already lost. When she talks about her past, there are more questions than answers, and the more she says about herself, the more questions it raises. I have feelings just like everyone else. I simply learn not to show them, so that no one can ever have that advantage over me. I don't think there's any particular way to see, like Genocide Jack and whether or not I've gotten the thing from her or not. It says I've only gotten vocabulary, and there's supposed to be an ability that you get from Genocide Jack. But I don't think I've gotten it yet. Not that I remember, anyway. Everybody up here again? Yep, literally everybody. Oh yeah, everybody definitely went to their rooms. Uh-huh. Definitely went to their rooms. That's why everybody is up here. I do really like Hina, I'll admit. I wonder what I would get from Hagakure, though. Since I haven't gotten anything there, but I also haven't gotten anything from Sakura, either. Fast travel! Now I have no idea where I am. Okay. Let's go Chem Lab.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure I'm ready to open up just yet. Maybe if you create the right opportunity. Should I hang out with Sakura for a while? I do have several of her things. Oh, she's the one that likes the secrets of the omoplata. What the heck is omoplata? What is an omoplata? It means scapula in Portuguese. It's a highly effective Brazilian jiu-jitsu. In addition to being a great submission, the omoplata can be used as a setup for sweeps, arm bars, chokes, and other techniques. Neat! So, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I can see why she would like that then.
I see.
Even if I don't feel like talking, you still stand by me. I thought the B there was like a weird button, and I tried to hit B to figure out what it did. It's a sign on the cabinet. I still don't understand you, Makoto. Without saying a word, I stood by Sakura. Sakura and I grew a little closer today. So I do have one of those secrets of the omoplata. I just have to find it. Yes. A little-known book about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that teaches high-level shoulder lock techniques. Omoplata is another word for the scapula or shoulder blade. Interesting. You really want to give me something so splendid. You know, quite sure why, but somehow you remind me of him.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, forget I said that. I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, I feel a little better now. Thank you. Seeing Sakura so pleased with something I gave her makes me happy. But I didn't get anything from it. Rip. I have plenty of time. I feel like just sitting here. I should go somewhere. Rip. I got literally nothing from that. I didn't even get like a report card update. Let's try. Oh, nope. I thought, okay, you're currently Toko. You're not Genocide Jack. In that case, let's you get the satisfaction of giving someone something who literally won't even talk to you, right? I went into the wrong room. Yes, I did. I see. She is in the dressing room, in the bath. Should I really disturb her? Oh, no, wait. She's in the main room. Go away. She won't even look at me. I guess she doesn't even want to see my face. Wow. Can't even interact with her. So, that would be the answer, is that yes, you cannot interact with Kyoko during this part. But really, though, like, I thought we were over this already. Let's see. In that case, Sakura and Hina are already hanging out together. Let's try Sakura a second time. Nope, I appreciate the thought, but I like to be left alone right now. I need time to myself. I need to think. Although that's one skill I haven't developed too much. So can I talk to Hina?
Sorry.
Listen, I'm really sorry, but I kind of want to be alone right now. I've got a lot I need to think about. Wow! Who can I talk to? I guess it's either Hagakure, Toko, or Byakuya. Because they seem to be the only ones that haven't rejected me so far. Granted, they're the only ones I haven't talked to yet, but they're the only ones that haven't rejected me yet. Who do you think will reject me next? Hagakure, Byakuya, or Toko? Let's see. I wish there was a way to, like, pull up a widget that showed in OBS while you are while you're doing a poll. That way, like, you know, people watching the VOD can see the poll going. But I don't think there's a way to do that. At least there isn't through there isn't a way to do it through Twitch. Twitch. But there's actually a lot of things that you can't do, like, through Twitch itself. So what if I grab this? Browser extension. Let's see. Just added a browser extension. Yeah, and I would like to see what it looks like so I know what size it is. Well, it's currently invisible, but also a poll just finished, so it's possible that it's not going to show up until I start one. Let's see. This is a test poll. Vote here. No. Vote here. I'll run this a 1 minute duration. That'll give me long enough to see it on OBS. If anything shows up when I run a poll. So far, nothing is showing up. I mean, I did do this, right? Oh, wait. I forgot to do a thing that is probably important for it. Which is I didn't save the settings after I changed them. Now, does anything show up? Well, you log in with your Twitch account is how it works. So yeah. Like, you go to the Streamlabs website, you, hang on just a moment. Hey, look! I mostly got the polls to show up on the stream now. So, for those watching the VOD, I have no idea why it is not changing the color of the font. I'm going on to Streamlabs, and I'm telling it that I want the text color to be 000000. And there is a hashtag in front of that, and yet it is still gray. I don't know why. But I did edit everything else so that things were blue. So that's good. Oh, cat left. Now, if this poll doesn't go through, that's perfectly fine. Because technically this was the poll we already ran earlier. I just wanted to show that I mostly have it working. I can't seem to get it to... I can't seem to get it to change the font colors for some reason. I don't know why. But... Actually, I wonder... Here's a question. What if I do this? It creates a blank screen. Good to know. Oh, nope, maybe it just took it a moment. Well, see, now that looks way better than the Streamlabs version. So that's just straight up Twitch's. After we're doing all that work, I literally spent like 20 minutes on that. I figured out that Twitch does, in fact, have their own whole API thing for showing polls. I do have to make it visible and invisible myself, but it does seem to work, so alright, so we know where we are going. Well, we know who we're going to see. I don't know where we're actually going though. Warehouse. I should have guessed. Toko's over here. Sakura and Hina. Finally, some action. Things are starting to become interesting.
What do you want?
Oh, I didn't see you standing there. Did you need something? Should I talk to Byakuya for a while?
That's fine.
Fine. I don't mind allowing you to indulge in my attention. I hope you appreciate this. Spend some time with Byakuya. Byakuya and I grew a little closer today. Let's see. So according to this, he wants... well, there's a lot of things he wants, but these are not in any particular order. So I'm not sure which one to give him, because I'm not sure which one would be the fastest to get to. Golden gun. There we go. Replica of the gun preferred by a famous assassin. It's not really much good by itself. You can't even cock it. You bastard! How did you get your hands on this? Even the collective force of the entire Tagami Corporation wouldn't be enough to obtain this gem.
Naturally.
I'm going to hold on to this. Seeing Byakuya is so pleased with something I gave him makes me happy.
So, in other
And
words...
just to be clear, being the ultimate affluent progeny is only one of my many talents. Some people think I rely on the care and protection of the Togami name. Huh? Is this a monologue or something? But I don't rely on my family. Rather, I am my family's savior. The Togami Corporation reaches across the world, true, but I will take us to even greater heights. It is expected of me, naturally. After all, even my own family has recognized my ultimate superiority. In other words, even among the Togami family, I am the chosen among the chosen. So much confidence.
Naturally.
And that confidence is justified, I assure you. It comes from the battles I fought and won. Battles? I am personally worth over $4 billion, separate from my Togami family assets. How the heck did you make that much money?
In other words...
In the stock market. I buy and sell shares and assets based on market trends, all within a single day.
Yes.
Surely even someone as simple-minded as you has heard of this technique. So he buys and sells stuff on the stock market, doing everything in a single day. I think it's called day trading? You're talking about day trading, right? You're able to make $4 billion doing that?
That's right.
Well, I first started doing it just to keep myself occupied, and before I knew it, there it was. It's really not a big deal. I'd say it's a super big deal. Wait, but are high schoolers even allowed to buy stocks and stuff?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I'm Byakuya Tagami. Is that meant to be an explanation? $4 billion is nothing to the Togami Corporation, but for personal use, it's not bad. So now you understand, right? I'm not merely the child of modern-day nobility. You know, Byakuya, maybe we should start calling you the ultimate day trader. No, I don't do that anymore. It was too simple, so I got bored of it pretty quickly. Jeez, do you realize how insulting that sounds to the rest of us? Of course, that's how I feel about anything I do. Frankly, life is too easy. It's only natural for me to do whatever I want in this world. Man, he really is confident. We're like worlds apart. Galaxies apart. Yeah, Byakuya's report card updated. My skill points went up. I got something from that. Still reeling from Byakuya's story, I went back to my room. Bing bong.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
Nighttime.
As such, it is officially soon the doors to the
Oops.
dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Don't let the bed bugs bite. Nighttime already. Tonight feels somehow uneasy. We still haven't settled things with Sakura. Everyone's in a terrible mood. I just hope nothing happens tonight. Monokuma Theater! After I declined the offer to become a shrimp, the tech support lady just refused to drop the issue. Once the shrimp idea was dead, she came back suggesting I should become a crab instead. How much can one person love crustaceans? I said no, of course, and she shot back. Okay, then how about to make you extra special? You can be a crab that walks sideways and backwards. How's that any better? I don't want to go sideways or backwards. I want to go forward. I heard her annoyed sigh on the other end of the line. Then she said, "You just don't see the splendor of the crab. Haven't you ever heard of the tale of the crab and the monkey?" Of course I've heard of it. I know all about it. But so what? The crab beats the monkey, but it's just some legend, hardly relevant to our greed-obsessed modern society. Sure, monkeys still show up in movies and stuff from time to time, but not crabs. Monkey-themed clothes are sweeping the fashion world, but the crab doesn't stand a chance, right? What I'm saying is, crabs have no place in today's light-speed world. Do your market research, lady. Which is why I chose the always popular bear image.
And that's the secret origin story of Monokuma.
Sure, whatever you say, Monokuma.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
I need to do something about Sakura. I'd better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about it one more time. Wah! Huh? Was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. But no, wait! I have something more important else to do elsewhere. Oh, Makoto, we got a big problem, man. What's wrong? Look! Hiro's finger shut as he pointed.
Hina! Are you okay? What happened?
She killed her. Genocide Jill killed Hina!
You gotta be kidding!
No. She's not dead. Open your eyes. No way she's dead. Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hina, just all of a sudden they were yelling. And then they knocked the pepper off the table. And that led to a sneeze? Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. And look at my shapely collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire?
Totally not
Anyway,
adorable.
you totally non-adorable boys, just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else I'll start cutting and indulging myself for who knows how long. That was more Monokuma than it was Toko, but oh well. I can't seem to get Toko without either being more like I can't seem to get Toko without it being more Chiaki. Not Chiaki. What's her name? The tech girl. Wow, my brain. I can't even remember the names of people. Like I can't get Toko without being too much that person. His name is not coming to mind. And I can't get Genocide Jill without it being Monokuma. Okay then, let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, Hiro, help me. Sure thing. Just gonna say I love Toko's voice, and I wish I could do that voice. Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried Hina away. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injuries in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure.
Sorry.
Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know. Yes, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. This is so sarcastic. That just makes you sound even more hostile. But man, I couldn't believe it. I was positive I was about to see someone's life come to an end. If I ever saw something like that, I'd never be able to sleep again, which would suck. I love sleep. Yeah, never mind the person who actually died, right? Hey, Hina, what the heck happened? Oh, I just got into a fight. I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess, the fight was because of Sakura? At first, I tried to just ignore it. If you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time left to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go, so I just... Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like a dozen times.
You're serious?
A dozen punches isn't really worth without thinking. And when things got out of hand, just like Jack got let loose, right?
Sorry.
That's my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Because she was saying all those terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. I thought the door was going to fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us. Hina. Sakura. You're hurt. What happened? Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal. Makoto, Hiro, what's the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was Genocide Jill. It's all that demented murderous fiend's fault. To hurt Hina. Damn you. To leave me alone but hurt her. What is this? What is this? Yeah. I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch. Let's be honest, Sakura hurts my voice more than Monokuma. Oh my god. Wow, I just could not say that. Unforgivable. I can't. Oh, I mean, I guess she technically said the line. Hiro, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly. Why? Somebody save me! Hiro nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. But just a second later... What's going on?
Hey.
Oh no, it was Kyoko. What's going on? What's all this noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room.
It would seem...
I gather that something happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura.
Wait.
You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm drawing a line right here and now. Drawing a line? Goodbye. Oh wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. The only ones left were... Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured.
That's fine.
It's fine. Huh?
Whew.
About that issue we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter anymore. Then, do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it?
In other words...
You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You're only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Yeah? To think like that.
I wouldn't have expected such arrogance from you.
Oh. What?
Because...
Ultimately, that means you don't trust me. No, that's not it. But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides,
And
I may have overreacted. Huh?
Anyway,
it's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Okay. Thank you. Anything else to say? That issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something else. But what is it you want to talk to me about?
indeed.
Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where?
So...
Just come with me and you'll find out. I guess, but...
Shall we go?
Well then, shall we get going? With a typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away. setting a brisk pace. Ah, Kyoko! I hurried to catch up to her. She walked ahead in silence, and in silence I chased her, and eventually we arrived. The dressing room? So that's something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right. It has to do with alter ego. But you said we didn't need alter ego anymore.
Wrong.
I didn't say we didn't need him. I just said he had done his job. Besides, it's not that alter ego... It's not that... I can read. Besides, it's not us that needs alter ego. She has business with us. Huh?
Right.
Alter ego asked me to bring others to come see her. Apparently, she has something she wants to ask us. Alter ego wants to ask us something? Hello? Oh, so it's just the two of you, Kyoko and Makoto? Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is two not enough? No, it's okay. Two should be plenty. But what is it you want to ask us?
Indeed.
Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh, yeah. So, I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect me to the school network.
What?
What? Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, Why? Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here, saying I finished my work, I don't want that. I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. That's what Master would want too. So, to help everyone else, to solve the mystery of the school, the only way I can help is if you connect me to the school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the monster mind would find out about it. They'd find you, and they'd... You agree, right, Kyoko? I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. I couldn't help but get lost in that voice. It was just too committed, too admirable, too fragile.
Hey.
You remember what you asked before, Makoto? You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah?
Certainly.
When I talked to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this.
Correct.
There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Kyoko. To be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push herself anymore. Because if we take any more risks, the Mastermind will really notice it. But...
Makoto.
Let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network. But...
Hey.
She's our friend, so I want to take her feelings into consideration. And she says that she wants to fight alongside her friends.
Now,
if you were in her place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend. Hey, are you guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't.
I want to believe in myself.
Okay, fine. I want to be able to say, I know I can do this.
Leave it to me.
So please, let me try.
Listen.
And besides, there's one place where the Mastermind might not notice. One place?
That's right.
Remember? There's another place besides here where there's no surveillance camera. Room without a surveillance camera? The secret room. That's it. The secret room you told me about. I definitely remember there was no surveillance camera in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall.
However...
However, just because there's no camera there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move alter ego, and the mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right.
That's what we have to do.
Despite all that, I still think we need to try.
Correct.
Because that's our best chance of finding any new clues. Kyoko, in that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it.
It's true.
Okay then, I'll leave it to you. Thank you.
So then...
Then let's get started. It's gonna be a little cramped for you, alter ego. Bear with us, okay? Started packing her up right away. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. It tickles. Shh, you can't talk right now. We're gonna move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your commands have been implemented. You're good. To have her react like a machine. Like that all of a sudden. I didn't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there?
However...
Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already. Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves.
It's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Hi, Hagakure. What, Makoto? What the? Why do you seem so surprised? Nothing's wrong. Why would anything be wrong? He's acting real strange. Well, I guess he's always acting really strange. Okay, well, gonna go back to my room now. Take her easy, partner. This is see ya. I mean, at least I don't have to voice that. My obsession.
That certain age.
What are you doing? Living. I see. Anyway, I'm gonna head back to my room. I'll just be there living. Totally calm. Okay. Something weird's going on, and I don't know what. Also, I slipped back into the old Makoto voice.
Just a second.
This isn't where we need to go. Come on, we have to hurry. Whoops. Right, second floor.
Hey.
Hey, Makoto. Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. And make sure you don't run off. I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going.
So then.
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Okay, first we have to find the network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it! It's the network cable, right? Now we just have to connect alter ego. I immediately got to work. Pulled out the laptop and connected to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. Might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please just wait a little while longer. Just hold tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave her with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us. Us as friends. Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Makoto.
Makoto.
Alrighty, I'll see you later, Scarix. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the, documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us there.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Kyoko!
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split
Why
up?
is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about, like, what are you gonna do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then, what should we...
so...
If we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego,
Correct.
all we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. Ah! We parted ways, and I headed back to my room. I'm kinda tired, so I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going
Indeed.
on? Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. Suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Uh-oh. Makoto, Kyoko. Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Something happened to her.
Huh?
I was just walking past, and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway,
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said...
Wrong.
The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would
It
seem...
feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked. Which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then, there's no problem if we break in?
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Uh-oh. Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. So that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry. Okay, you two stand back. Took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the new open window and started jostling the chair, leaning against the door. The chair is pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... RIP! All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then...
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the trial will begin.
Uh-oh. Deadly Life. All-star apologies.
Huh?
Huh?
Sakura's...
Oh, that was voiced.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. Oh boy. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura was really dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Ogre!
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began...
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered by someone in this very room. Was that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault.
It was one of you. Hiro Byakuya Toko, one of you killed Sakura. What?
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything, because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it, I know it. You know it? I was like, who could this possibly be? You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand down my little murder flyer. That's right.
Kuma file.
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that Hold on. Something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura? Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated the rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
If you owe them one, Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the heck? He owes them one. I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1. But we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. And this time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. And then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to set foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault.
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't.
I won't let something like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. I need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Oh boy. You better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Nice.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window. Hi, Charmander. There's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. The locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? Right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
I'm curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails. Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for all that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
And second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh,
In other words,
basically the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gaps that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked
In
room.
other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Yeah, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. Thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, so I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper. It's been added to the truth bullets.
what the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. See, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. And when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. Telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. She wouldn't listen, so she said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Nice. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly. Alright, let's talk to Byakuya then. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. That it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya said he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Nice. Byakuya's account. Typed Kyoko.
However,
Thought for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? You must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. According to the Monokuma file, she'd also vomited blood. I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. So as of Sakura's body, maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya!
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and there are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added. Nice. Huh? Something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure? Figure on the floor was added. Nice. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Nice. Monokuma bottle was added. Feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Is it though? Are we sure about that? That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. There's a bloodstain right in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf bloodstain. Okay, what else can I investigate? The locker? Huh? The locker's open, and there on the inside, it's a handprint?
why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint on all the
It's
dust.
true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Well, why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Nice. Locker handprint. Oh, okay. I was slightly confused, but I see it now. From there, over here. I didn't realize the door was right there. I thought the door was behind me. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, there's something here. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So,
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass? There must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to make note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure how I see how. Empty protein drink was added. Nice. Chair? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Anything else? It seems like all the clues. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? I feel like I've investigated everything. Can I leave? Door is the only way in or out of the rec room. Door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. And this kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Alright.
listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
And you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. Need to hear what they have to say. Alright. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. I really hate that I don't know how to turn off the shift tab thing. Press the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Who's there? The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay. Well,
what do you want?
So you're back
his
to
voice.
normal.
Am I?
Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Miyaki already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess that was totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. So claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account was added. But what about Genocide Jack's account? We didn't get that one. I have a feeling that's going to play into something. Press the doorbell. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How did you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey,
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Oh! I guess I don't need to voice that one. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. Sure, it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? Alright. Stop with the freaking shift tab. Seriously. Okay, so the chem lab is over here. And Byakuya is over there, conveniently enough. So let's go see what he's up to. Well, things look a little different in here, that's for sure. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. Should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? You have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out. At that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled?
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. That really is when it happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder was added. On the shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. They look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. And they're reagents. Put simply, they use in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kinda harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
Fine.
In the words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section B? I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case I don't think I have to worry too much about the shelf. What's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number, except for one. So I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Did someone have put it here on accident? Should try to find out more about the shelving unit. This looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem lab shelf. Now for the very obvious footprints. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work. Before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting, it would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
And these footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto,
possible.
are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints. Unfortunately, though with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. ABC 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll look at the middle then. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. You better not leave a footprint. You should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would had to have been spilled. I could not say that. Had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. And that's all I can tell for now. Nice. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look at the rec room. God, all these voices are so hard.
I see.
Makoto, I admit you have a good eye for spotting useful clues, but you also need to learn how to make use of those clues. Thanks, I guess. I'm not so sure if that was a compliment or not. Okay, that's the 5th floor. So this is the 3rd floor. Got it. Excuse me. Do not hit shift. Do not hit shift and tab together. Just hit tab or shift.
Hey.
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? Told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming that they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. And these 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... One of the pages near the center of the magazine had a word that had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
It would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message?
However...
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I'd see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation? Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? Monokuma bottle was updated. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I have to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with a crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
then.
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. Took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then.
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. I don't know why they're like, who is that? Clearly it was Kyoko. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words.
Got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected. And one of the Monokuma bottles is still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weights of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
In other words.
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. Hang on just a moment. Alright, the Monokuma figures inside are basically the same. Nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then.
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. Did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then.
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? Broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words.
Results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together,
Hey.
and I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment. I saw a YouTuber playing this, and they were like, really? They had to do that to figure this out? And it's like, that's actually like really genius that they, figured it out by doing that. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey.
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you?
So.
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes? See that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder was added. Nice. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem.
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Oh boy.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, whatever happens, I have to make it. I have to make something happen. Ooh. Zero's online at 3 in the morning. That's a surprise. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then, the ultimate martial artist, smiley face. Locked room murder mystery, winky face. What the? Oh, I've just discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Exy. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? Cry face. He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. Questioning face. I'll see you all down there. Kirby dance. What the heck was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
Don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean.
I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? But because I didn't do it, how many times do I have to tell you?
Don't look at me.
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. And the culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that. But is it? How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey,
Standing around isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Wow, there is so few people left. There are 6 people still alive. And somebody's about to die. Come on. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. With each step I took, felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear run through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. Climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clanking sounds. It felt lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? There's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are you ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so, Curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Now feels like a good time to save the game. I only gained like skill points, right? Algorithm cost 2. Right then. I think that's the game's way of telling me that it is time to stop. We have been at this for 4 hours, so this seems like a good spot to stop at. Oh my god, I don't know what had just happened, but like half of the, like all of the sound has crashed. Well, with that, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe if you're watching the VOD. You can also subscribe over at twitch.tv/SereneInc, where this is streamed live, by the way. You can come on out, hang out with us, chat, and so on. And there is a link down below to the playlist so that you can get caught up on any of the episodes, well, any of the streams that you missed. And with that, I'll see y'all next time. See you later.